Yeah, I don't think you need to ask him how to
All right,
pronounce
I
that.
won't because I feel like he might judge me if I do, and I'm scared.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my moment. You better bet that I'm on it. Ready and set, I'ma own it. Blast it to 10, then keep going. There ain't no coast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Be Stellar podcast. I'm your host, Stella Atwood. This is mom producer Meredith Atwood, and on today's episode, we have Nicky Rodgers. Yay! So, first thing I kind of want to ask is, what do you feel about this new CrossFit season? Because you are an individual, and I heard you're going to try to make semifinals. So, kind of talk about how you're feeling about that.
I'm feeling very, very confident this year. Last year was kind of a rebuild. I had surgery on my ACL and my meniscus in 2022. So that was the year after my last year as a teenager. So I was 18 and I couldn't do the open that year. So then whole of 2023 and early 2024 was supposed to be kind of a rebuild to get to where I was. And I really wasn't supposed to do anything as an individual, but I made a lot of progress really fast. And I ended up coming 101st in the open, I believe, 2024. And then that kind of just opened my eyes on what I could do as an individual opposed to as a teenage athlete. And then right before quarterfinals for 2 weeks, I came to Texas to train with Elijah and the boys, and we got ready. I had like a training camp kind of deal. We didn't really know what we were doing, but
Wait,
we were all
Elijah who?
Subiano.
I'm just kidding. I was just doing that for the audience. And I know it'll bug Elijah, so
Yeah.
that's funny.
He's upset that
Oh,
you
yes.
guys
Bro,
you
this
guys had me on
dude,
before him. He wanted me to mention that he was upset.
Yeah.
He was,
He doesn't
I-
hold grudges at all, does he?
but
I mean, the Subianos, like, they have dominance
They
in
do.
CrossFit and on our podcast, might
Yeah.
I say. So,
yeah.
carry on.
yeah.
No, so we had those 2 weeks, and me and Elijah, we because we're the older ones, like Kalani and KO, they're still younger. They got a couple more years. Well, KO's in it now, but still got a couple years till he's higher up. But we just talked, and we are like, if we had this 2 weeks for an entire year, what could we do? Just because we felt like we progressed so much in those 2 weeks. So after Wadapalooza, SoCal, I did that, and I was really disappointed. And I was like, Elijah, let's do this. Let's go all in. 2025. Now I'm here for the season, and I think it's going to be really good for both of us.
So how did you like tear your ACL?
So it was a long story, but I'll sum it up a little bit.
You can tell the long story. We've got time.
I heard it originally when I was about 12 years old playing baseball, and it wasn't my ACL. It was my tibial spine, I believe, something in your knee that holds your ACL together. And I got surgery on it. It was like a year long. I was fine. I hurt it again, and I got surgery again, and I was fine for 4 or 5 years. I completed the open and quarterfinals as a teenager, and we were going on to semifinals. I was still playing baseball at the time. I was hitting like in the batting cages, just twisted the wrong way. I felt something was off, and I just put it off to the side. I finished semifinals as my last year as a teenager, and disappointed. But then I kept playing baseball throughout the summertime, and I was getting ready for the pit team throwdown because they invited me to compete there. And I hurt it again really bad to the point where I couldn't walk for a couple of days. And at that point, I was like, I'm done with baseball for the summer. I'm just going to focus on the pit. I couldn't squat leading probably 2 weeks until the pit. I was like, I'm just going to have fun, go and do it, see my friends. It was the first event. We started with 50 pull-ups, and then it was a mile run throughout a trail. And I got done with the 50 pull-ups. I was first onto the trail run. I had a pretty big lead. I think Landon Ryan was behind me and Caudry Williams, they were behind me. And then I was going up, twisted my knee, had to stop. I couldn't walk. I had to sit down and straighten it until it popped back in place. I finished the event. And then I forget who the director of the pit was. They came over to us after. They're like, okay, guys, we're going to lift in 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to lift. So I was like, okay, let's see. It wasn't anything heavy, like 135 on the bar. And it was a complex. It was 8 cleans, 7 hang cleans, 5 front squats, 1 jerk. It was something crazy like that. I did 1 clean, and there's a video out there somewhere of my knee just. There's a video of it somewhere on the internet. And then that's a week after the pit, I got surgery, and that's where I am now. But yeah, that's the whole story. Injury.
Well, you could have omitted some parts of that.
Popping it back in place.
And then going to lift.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to withdraw. I wanted to keep going, but my parents were like, you're an idiot for wanting it. So,
I mean,
did they see you pop it back and then go, or did you keep
everybody kind of stopped and looked over. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So talk about your last year in the teen division, because you were very close to making the games, and they only took 10 in 2022.
Right.
So what was that like? I knew it was like 2 years ago, and so you're gonna have to go back in your brain.
Yeah.
But kind of talk about what that was like competing your last year.
It was very interesting, and it was very humbling. My last year as a teenager, my first 3 years as a teenager, I did it, but I kind of didn't at the same time. Like, I would do the open, I'd qualify for quarterfinals, and then I would just do it. Or the 1 year, my 16-year-old year, I qualified, but I couldn't do it because we won the state championship for baseball. So my 17-year-old year, I was like, our team's not going to be good for baseball. I'm going to really focus on qualifying for the games this year. And I got a coach. His name was Hunter Britt from Invictus. And we started working late August, early September, right before school started. And we focused on one thing at a time, where our first main goal was Wadapalooza. I missed out on Wadapalooza by 2 spots. But I was one of the youngest in my age group, because I go 16 to 18, and I was on the younger side of 16. I missed Wadapalooza by 2 spots. So then I decided a week later to do the Fittest Experience online qualifier. And I ended up doing that and having a lot of fun there. That's where I met all the Subionos and everybody. Then fast forward to the Open. I came in 7th in the Open that year. And that's when I was just on cloud 9. I was so happy. Like, oh, this is finally working out. Like, always wanted to do well in this sport. And I think that's where I kind of messed up, where I started getting a little complacent of I'm already close to the top, so it's almost guaranteed, when it's really not. Like, you have to put everything into it all year round. Quarterfinals came around, did those, didn't have the best performance, but I moved on to semifinals. And then that's when all the knee problems started happening, and I just didn't have very good prep or a good mentality going to the semifinals. I thought I had it in the bag, that I was going to the games that year. And I was very confident on that. And that's where I learned that's a big mistake that I made, that you always have to act. You have to have the confidence that you're the best, but you have to train like you're the worst. Like you have so much progress and so much room to go.
Yeah. What do you hope to gain in these next few months leading up to the Open training with the Simeone brothers?
Just a whole lot of fitness. Just pushing every day. It's gonna be a big break from what I'm normally used to, because I usually wake up, train, go to work, come home, do the same thing. And now I'm just training, and I have training partners to train with, where my whole career I've always been alone and done everything by myself. And it's going to be good to have a push every single day from these guys.
Yeah, training alone's hard because I've trained alone my whole CrossFit career, and now I've got some more people that I get to train with, and you don't really think of how much it helps you until you're like there and you have people to train with, because it helps you a lot.
Yeah.
You just push yourself so much more because you want to beat those people. So, you got to push yourself more. What did your life look like before CrossFit? Like growing up, what did you do?
Really, just a whole lot of baseball. I was always super big into baseball. I wouldn't say my parents pushed me to do it, but it was one of the sports that my parents had me try, and it just really stuck with me. I didn't really try any other sport. I think they had me do soccer once. I didn't like it. But baseball was a sport that really stuck to me and that I really enjoyed. I played the majority of my life. I was a baseball player. I was a catcher. Summer ball, growing up, traveling every weekend to play travel baseball, my friends. And I think that's a big part of what a lot of the people coming up are missing, is not having or not ever playing team sports. And it's you learn so much about yourself, and you learn, even though it is a individual sport, you still learn a lot from being on a team sport with other people. Yeah.
Do you argue with the Subionas about this? Because when they were on the podcast, we talked about this, because they were like, all we ever did was CrossFit. And Stella, I mean, she did some sports. I mean, we talk about this all the time. You did soccer, you did lacrosse, basketball, softball. I put her in everything. Swimming. Jeez, we really did do a lot, Stella. I don't know.
Ballet, gymnastics.
But the issue is, yes, right. But the issue was when she was 8, she found out that she loved CrossFit. And so that's all she wanted to do.
That's young.
And so like the holes in her game come from, I think, that little developmental period from 8 to 12, where had she done that. But I mean, the Subionas, they just did CrossFit. So do you ever like tease them about that? Like, you boys need to learn how to catch a ball?
Yeah, I a lot. I think it's a double-edged sword, where it could be good and it could be bad to do CrossFit all your life and to do sports. Where if you do CrossFit your whole life, I think it's easier to get burnt out and to get really complacent in your training. And I think the sports side, if you play sports for too long and you wait too long to get into CrossFit, now it's getting harder and harder to get to that next level, to qualify for the games. But then you also you gain a lot of competitiveness from sports, especially where I'm from. Like football and baseball are very, very important sports. And my conference, it was called the WPIAL, the WPIAL. My my last couple of years of high school, teams would just go at it. It was like the AFC North of the NFL, but in high school baseball. People like you would just go to the games. Their fans would be screaming at you. Like, it was a wild experience, and you don't really get to experience that unless you have done that. Where you're not going to the CrossFit games and people are screaming at you like you suck and all this, but being in front of those crowds, the one year, our first year going to the WPIAL championship, I think our game, it was a high school baseball game. There's 3,000 people there, 3,000 plus people watching, and to play in front of that sort of crowd it's an experience for sure.
Now, where is this? Is this Texas too, or?
No, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Mm, yeah.
What part?
Newcastle. So I'm an hour north of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a friend from Pittsburgh. They're real about their high school sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3,000 people.
Basketball is big too. Basketball is really big where I'm from. Just not as much like soccer and stuff. It's mainly basketball, football, baseball.
Are you a Steelers fan?
Yeah, big time.
You're like, yeah. Like, next question, please.
Yeah.
So talk about like how you not get burnt out. Like, how do you not get burnt out from doing the sport and training for hours? Because it's a lot.
I mean, you mentioned the burnout. So what is that? Well, and you also, and I want to piggyback on Stella's because you also mentioned complacency. Do you think that's hand in hand with burnout?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Mm-hmm. I don't think that there is a recipe to not get burnt out. I think that there's levels to it, to where you can be a CrossFit Games athlete and maintain a healthy lifestyle to where you're still doing other stuff other than training. And then there is like the Matt Frasers and the Tia Tumis who can just grind, and that's all they do. And that's what drives them every single day, where they don't really have a separate lifestyle and they don't get burnt out in the same way as most other people do. I think there's two sides to it. But I don't think there's any real recipe to not get burnt out. I think you just gotta love what you do and just enjoy every single day. And it's really a blessing to be able to do what we do every day, move your bodies and train, see people have fun.
Well, and also like dealing with the injuries you have, right? I mean, that gives you a whole, when you've been hurt, it just gives you a whole new perspective on not just how lucky you are when you are healthy, but how nice it is to be able to like sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like
well,
simple things, right?
The biggest thing, I was on crutches for like 8 weeks, and being able to walk while holding 2 things was so nice. Like just been doing basic stuff was so nice to be able to do after that.
That's
Not
crazy.
Everybody gets to do that. So
how do you feel? Sorry, Estelle, I'm jumping in here. When you have an injury, like, I know, I mean, I'm obviously a lot older than you guys, but you start to favor it, right? You start to protect it. Like, how are you doing mentally, like, to get past like the fear of re-injury, and like what kind of mental work are you doing to kind of, get back on the field and play and all that, and like get back up on the bar when you fall off the pull-up bar and things like that? Like, what kind of preparation are you doing for this season?
You just have to have a short memory. You can't let your past hold you back from the future. I've had a very long list of injuries, just not too many very major ones, but I've dealt with a lot of injuries, like broken bones and my knee, obviously, and stuff like that. But I think just having a short memory, like not really focusing too much on that specific part of your body when you're training. Like you can, if you tear your ACL, you can always do bicep curls. You can do presses. You can do a bunch of stuff. But leading back into when you can start using that part of your body again, you just can't think about it. You have to trust yourself, trust your body, trust your doctors that prepared you, trust your recovery, that you can come back, and 99.9% of the time it's going to be okay. You just have to trust your body.
Yeah, Hampton Morris said that about weightlifting. Like you do that lift to lift too, right? Because you're getting on the platform, you make a lift, miss it. He's like, you got to have a goldfish brain and forget the last lift. So that's good advice for the injury too.
I mean, it goes like the same way for competition. If you have a bad event, you give yourself 5 minutes to think about it, and then you forget about it till the end of the weekend.
Yeah. This might be a good rule for life. maybe we should write this one down. Just have a goldfish brain.
Don't think.
I have a short memory.
So I heard from the grapevine that there's a thing called the fittest Minecrafters on Earth.
Yep.
What's that about?
So the fittest Minecrafters on Earth is a group chat that started with me, Jace Peck, Kadri Williams. Trying to think. Logan June was in it originally. Caleb McClure, and it was during the winter or something. It was really boring. We were like, we haven't seen you guys in a while. Let's play Minecraft together. So we all got on a world. We started played for months. We because all of our schedules were really busy, so we only played with each other when we had time to play with each other. And you know, I've always been the type of like the griefer in Minecraft, where I'd blow up people's houses and stuff.
Dude.
So, we, after months and months of grinding, we made it to the final boss, the Ender Dragon, and we loaded in. And Jace Peck, he had all of his gear and everything. I knocked him off the world. We never beat the boss. We quit playing. But the group chat still lives on. So that's how we talk every day. There's some more people in it now. It's really expanded. We don't play Minecraft anymore, but we just talk to each other. It's a good way to keep in touch with all your friends, especially with CrossFit when nobody's really around you.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Merrick, Johan Gomez, trying to think, Elijah. That's really, if Elijah was never added to fittest Minecrafters on Earth, I wouldn't be in Texas right now. Crazy it is to think about that. Yeah, if he wasn't added to him, if we never played Minecraft together, I wouldn't be in Texas.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
that's kind of how this podcast is, Stella. You wouldn't have any friends.
No, I genuinely would have like one friend in the CrossFit world, but I have a lot of CrossFit friends now, so that's really the reason I do this. It's so I can make friends. But
there you go.
What do you do outside the gym? Because I like to know what people do with their free time.
Really just work. That's all I do. Yeah. There's not nothing really much else. Work. I'm a bartender. Very, very fancy job.
That's a lot on your feet, though.
That is.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. You're on your feet for hours, then
bartender,
you got to go to
server.
bed. And
it sucks. The thing that's hard about it is you can't really eat. Especially when I'm on the floor, you got to go around everywhere. You can't really stop to eat. So you got to get home 11, 12. You're just shoving your face before you go to bed. It's not really a great recipe, but it works. So
that's what happens when you leave the teen division, kids.
Right.
You gotta get a job, a real job.
So, would you rather do a marathon row or run a marathon?
Neither.
Okay, that's not an option.
I'd probably rather run a marathon.
No.
Really?
The row is so much easier. I've done both. The row is significantly easier.
You're just staring at a wall the whole time.
Yeah, but it's shorter too. Like even if you're really fast, you're gonna row it faster.
Mhm.
I'm pretty terrible at both. I'm pretty terrible rower, and I'm pretty terrible at running.
Stella, which would you do?
The row.
Really?
1000%.
You just stare at a wall. At least you get scenery when you run around.
I mean, you can like set up a TV show in front of you.
It's not allowed in this setting. You have to stare at a wall.
I mean, I would much rather do that.
I would stare at the wall. Like the worst part about the row though is the hands, because like my hands blistered. That was the main thing.
I don't even think about that.
It's not like I had weightlifting calluses at that point, but they blistered between my fingers.
Ooh,
really weird places.
How long did that take you?
I did it in 3 hours and like I don't want to quote because it might be. I feel like it was like 3:40.
Yeah, I would much rather do that than run a marathon.
But don't quote me. It might have been 4 hours. I don't know. It was faster than I could run it. I know that.
Yeah.
I would much rather do that.
Both are pretty awful.
Yeah.
I would say.
I remember we got to the CrossFit class at like 8. We started it, and then when people were coming in for lunch, we were done.
So that doesn't sound too bad then.
Yeah.
Only 4 hours.
And we watched all the people do CrossFit.
Yeah. Still seems pretty bad.
I think about doing it sometimes, you know? Just like maybe next year I'll do it. Fun.
I mean, just to kind of say you did is fine. It's like the same time I did that 10K swim. Like I did it which is 6.2 mile swim, just because people were doing it, and I was like, well, I'll do that. And that took 3.5 hours too.
That sounds worse than both of them.
That was pretty bad. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about you.
Okay, if you had to listen to one song on repeat, like if you were going on Spotify and that's the one song you get to listen to forever, what song would you pick? You can take your time because this is a hard question.
Forever? How many times do you have to listen to it?
Whenever you feel like listening to music.
This is just the only music you have in your life.
The only music you get to choose.
One song.
Yeah.
I would pick Indiana Jones by Miles.
Miles is crazy.
It's the best song on Apple Music or Spotify. You have to go listen to it.
Should I pull it up?
We can't play it. YouTube but yeah.
Right.
So everyone pull
listen
it up
to it
on
when you're done. It's a good song.
Bro, I don't know the song, but I know Miles, and so this is killing me.
We can pause it and play it right now, but we can't post it.
I'll listen to it later. Okay. What would you choose, Mom?
Oh, come back to me. You go.
Ooh, because like if I want to listen to music in the gym, that's my only option, you know?
Ooh, I know, Stella. It's that Celine Dion song that you hate.
No, not that one. What is that song called?
What? It's all coming back to me now?
Yeah, that's
terrible.
I would not choose that one. I'll think about mine. I don't have an answer right now.
It would be a Taylor Swift song. Ooh, All Too Well.
It's 10 minutes long.
I know. That's why you keep it.
Yeah.
Because it'll last longer every time you listen to it.
You've got a point. All right. Another fun question. Do you have a hidden talent?
I don't think so. If my non-CrossFit friends would ask me, I'd say, hey, I can walk on my hands.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really work here. That's not really a hidden talent.
Oh, that's funny.
Let me think about that.
That's so true.
Nothing comes to mind.
People on the street would be like, wow.
That's so impressive. And then you tell a CrossFitter, like it's normal.
I think I'm pretty talentless. I don't know. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
I mean, is there like a special CrossFit movement you can do? Like any tricks that you can do?
I mean, I could do a strict pull-up. There we go.
Don't feel bad, Stella. You don't have any tricks either.
Yeah, I don't.
I could do handstand push-ups pretty fast. I did 50 strict in 37 seconds. something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's not really. That's like
That's impressive.
That's a circus trick.
That's a circus trick. I think that's your hidden talent because that's
crazy.
insane.
I was trying to think of something non-CrossFit. I don't know. Say catching. I've always been like baseball-wise. Like I've always had to really, really been good at catching. I sucked at hitting, but I could block balls and throw people out like crazy. It was nobody's business. That's. I mean, I don't know. That's.
I mean, that's like I need some of that because I cannot catch anything for the life of me.
So, are you going to be in Austin in January?
What's up?
Are you going to be in Austin in January?
Yeah.
Oh, Stella's coming to visit. Did you know
coming
that?
To visit.
I did not know that.
January 5th?
Something like that.
Something
you
like
can you can throw balls at him or something, Stella, just when he's not looking and see if he's like.
They just got a turf thing right over here. Practice. I think January 5th. I should be back because I'm going home for Christmas, but I should be here for that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It'll be fun.
I'm training with the people.
Yeah,
definitely need that. Let's see here.
Let's see if Elijah's speaking to you by then.
Yeah, he's probably still holding.
He's so mad.
Oh, what if you give him an in-person interview? Would that heal the wound?
Ooh.
Yeah, I need like a tiny little microphone.
I have a mic. I have a portable.
Like a little baby one.
And travel.
I'll do like a 2-second interview with him, and that'll be his interview.
And he can stop pouting.
And it's one question. What's your favorite color?
He's so mad. It's hilarious. It's really funny how mad he is about it. It's all he's been talking about for the past 3 days.
I didn't know he was actually mad. Like,
you get your own episode. I haven't even got my own episode yet. It's so funny.
We told him. Well, first of all, the first time we interviewed them, we talked to him for like 25 minutes. Wow.
He was just
wow. The other guys like were figuring out their technology, so I feel like we've already interviewed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he wants another one.
He wants another one. I want him to like talk about the season though. I want to wait and talk, but whatever.
Yeah, once we get in the season, he'll be patient. All right.
He's a character. It's so funny sleeping in the same room as him. It'll be dead quiet and you'll just start scrolling on his phone. Start laughing real loud, wake everybody up. He does it every night. He's an interesting creature.
So how would you explain the CrossFit Games to somebody who doesn't even know what CrossFit is?
Just the CrossFit Games?
Yeah.
I would say it is the NFL or the MLB of CrossFit.
That's smart.
Highest level. Yeah. Best of the best.
But you said that people don't know what CrossFit is?
Yeah. Like they don't even know.
Oh, they don't even know.
They have no clue.
You mean like talking to someone at the grocery store when you tell them you're a games athlete?
Yeah, they're like games, like Monopoly.
CrossFit?
Say, I hate that question. What is CrossFit? Whenever people ask me that, I just say it's a mix of gymnastics, weightlifting, cardio,
and
endurance, all of that. And then it's the best of the best. Try to find the fittest man on earth.
Yeah. That's how I say it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you have to be able to walk on your hands fast. You have to be able to lift really heavy, run fast, swim fast, bike fast. It's like, it's all these things.
And then they're like, oh, like Ninja Warrior.
You're like, I get that every single time. People in my work, they're like, oh, you should be on American Ninja Warrior.
Not the same thing.
Okay, I'll go on it.
The
But
closest
if you
thing
don't
they
understand,
had. Yeah, people don't understand. I mean, the closest thing they had to Ninja Warrior was like the little pegboard that they had at Rogue.
Yeah. But I don't know why American Ninja Warrior is always brought up. So they don't lift any weights at American Ninja. I don't know.
I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
You should go on it just for fun.
I think
you should go on Wipeout, Stella. Do they still have Wipeout?
Wipeout. Well, that's an old joke.
I would love to see you bounce on the big red balls.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Okay.
What I'm here for.
Do you have any advice for people who struggle with kind of locking in on the sport and having self-discipline?
Surround yourself with a good group of people. Have a goal. Wake up every day with an intention and a plan to attack that goal. And then you are always become who you're surrounded with. If you surround yourself with bad people that make bad choices and bad habits, you're going to become that. If you surround yourself with people who have the same goals as you, the same lifestyle as you, the same everything, you're going to go in that direction. So just have a goal, chase that goal, chase that dream, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Let's go for it.
Yeah. So kind of talk about, do you have a diet? Like, do you track your food? Like, I'm not sure why he's laughing. Talk talk about your diet if you have one. Like,
It's bad.
oh,
It's pretty
okay.
bad. It's very bad. Yeah. Really just try to get my calories in, but it's getting better now that that being here, it's getting better. But back home, I'd get off work, go to Burger King, like 2 Whoppers and fries, just try to get, because I try to get at least 4,500 to 5,000 calories every day. I feel like that's an appropriate amount to fuel, and I'm still trying to gain a little bit of weight. But no, I've never been very good with my diet, which is not good advice. People say eat your chicken, your ground beef.
No, go to Burger King.
Yeah, or just go to Burger King, McDonald's. I've been on McDonald's lately, quarter pounders with chicken nuggets. Yeah, me and Elijah.
Quarter pounders with chicken nuggets? Like, do
Yeah.
you put the chicken nuggets on
Inside.
them?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
yeah. Get some
Stop.
sweet and sour sauce. That's so good.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you what weird things you eat, but you already covered it. That is crazy weird.
You think that's weird?
You think it's not weird?
I don't think it's not weird. It's just chicken and meat in a big bun.
But it's like two different textures.
No, they have that chicken Big Mac, which is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, I've had like
Oh,
first week they
yeah.
came out, I ate like 10.
Yeah, Stella Todd said he got one. He said it's like a big flat chicken nugget, but with the secret sauce or whatever. Special sauce.
Special sauce?
What did they call it? The
At McDonald's or Chick-fil-A? What are we talking about?
No. Did you just take a nap? At McDonald's. The Big
McDonald's?
Mac. The
They have a
sauce.
secret
Mac sauce.
sauce?
Yeah, what do they
the Big
call
Mac
it?
sauce.
Yeah.
Oh. I've never
My Big
actually
Mac.
had a Big Mac.
Well, you're missing out. You gotta go get one. You're pretty
They
good.
used to be really good. They have lost quality over the years.
I'm more of a Whopper guy than a Big Mac. I like
Yeah.
Whoppers.
I'm a chicken nugget girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like 40 chicken nuggets after homecoming this year. It was really good.
You
Which
did not
group?
have 40.
I mean, there was 4 of us, and I think I might have had 30. Nobody really ate anything besides me.
What's your go-to dipping sauce for nuggets?
Ooh, okay. So if I'm tracking my food, it will be barbecue sauce because, it's pretty classic. But if I'm not tracking my food, some Polynesian sauce,
Interesting.
honey mustard.
That's Chick-fil-A, though. Does McDonald's have? They don't have Polynesian. That's Chick-fil-A.
I don't think so.
But Polynesian if we're doing Chick-fil-A. And then sweet and sour probably.
Yeah. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do you put on the quarter pounder nugget burger sandwich?
Sweet and sour.
Sauce. Sweet and sour. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like that would be good.
Well,
If you put
that's
too
one
much
way to
sauce
find
on
out.
it, then you can't really get a good hold of it. But
I mean, it's like when you put chips in a sandwich, it's got a little crunch and like the nuggets are the
Right.
little crunch.
yeah, it's good. You should try it.
Maybe later I might try it in maybe like a few decades. I'll let you know.
Do it right before your first event. at the CrossFit Games.
No.
Carb
What's
up.
coming out of both ends of you?
Oh God, that would be so
There was-
bad.
I saw some collegiate kid at the pit this year, right in the middle of an event. He just threw up everywhere. He might have eaten one of those before he went out.
Ooh,
Did you really?
Right on the floor, yeah. It was
Well,
wild.
we gotta find out who that is.
in the arena?
Yeah, it was a collegiate male. It was the first event.
Wow.
Threw up
Mm.
all over the floor.
Sucks to know that we actually handstand walk on that too. Ooh.
What if it was in your lane?
It was like
You
one
know
of the
who
middle
you
lanes.
are.
Oh, middle lane? Great. I was in a middle lane.
It was in one of the middle lanes. I don't remember which
Lane
lane.
6?
I don't know.
Lane 6 or lane 8?
That's why subconsciously you kept going to the wrong lane because like the universe was like, don't go in this lane.
Oh yeah, like some girl got food poisoning, at the games, and so there was like 2 empty lanes in my heat, and every time I would walk out, I would go to the wrong lane
Mm,
and have to go to the other lane. So I would go to lane 7 and then have to move back to lane 6. There
You
wasn't
just
somebody
forgot.
there.
yeah.
Every time, and my coach was like, "Stella, wrong lane," because he was sitting behind me. I was like, the wrong lane. So maybe that's why.
Mhm.
Maybe the person puked in lane 7.
Yeah.
You were like,
Possibility.
nope.
Possibility.
Okay. I just went off track. Anyways, last question. What do you hope to accomplish this next year?
Short term, I hope to place top 10 at the Fittest Experience. First ever pro men competition. That's a goal of mine for the very beginning of 2025. And then for the later half of 2025, we don't have too many details on semifinals and all of that, but I'm confident I'm going to qualify for the online semifinals, which is the top 1% of the open. But when we get more information, I'm really hoping to qualify for one of the in-person semifinals this year.
Yeah.
And then later on, after the whole season, go to MetCon Rush in July and have a good placement there. But really just focused on the open and quarterfinals and all that. I just hope we get more information on everything. But I want to make it to an in-person semifinal for sure.
Like
Well,
soon. More information soon.
Like right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
Like right now would be
Right.
great.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine how you guys are feeling.
It's nerve-wracking. We don't
I don't, this is just me. I'm about to go on a tangent. The Olympics can manage to announce 4 years in advance where they're holding things. Conventions in the science world can pick 2 years in advance and know they're going to be there. Why can CrossFit, a very small organization why can't they pick?
it doesn't make very much sense.
It's lazy.
It would just be nice to know
Yeah, it's
where we have
lazy.
to be, when we have to be, how many they're taking. But
yeah.
I don't understand why they change it every single year.
It's a
was nice.
moving target. It's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair for athletes. It's
Mhm.
not fair for people that are trying to build their futures on a sport that is a moving target. It's
Mhm.
just so gross. Anyway, that's my tangent. I rarely say anything. I've talked a lot today.
It's okay.
Sorry. I'm in a mood.
I mean, I think everybody's been in a mood with this CrossFit season, to be honest. So
Yeah.
you just have to come at peace with it because there's no way we can change
Should we
anything.
meditate? Should we take 5 minutes and
Take some deep breaths. It's
Box
fine.
breathing.
Anyways, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
You'll have to give us a list of questions for Elijah when the time comes.
Yes, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked him for questions.
We did not use them.
I used one of his.
I
And it
can't
was the
even imagine.
Minecrafter one.
Yeah.
That was it.
The other
Yeah,
one, I was
you
like,
gotta
don't
have
ask
him
that.
on. He cried last night alone because we built these bunk beds right here. We built
my
these.
God.
I sleep on the top. He sleeps on the bottom, and I heard him last night crying. I was like, Elijah, what's wrong? He said, Stella's having you on the podcast. It really happened. It really happened.
Stop. He needs to chill.
That's what I said. That's what I told him. But it's
When
Elijah.
the time is right, tell him to be more Yoda.
Be more Yoda.
Yeah.
He needs to be more like Kulani. Kulani's more Yoda than him.
Oh, Kalani. The only thing that goes through Kalani's mind is winning the games. That's all he thinks about. Just goes to bed. He's probably still reading his book, How to Become the Best Athlete Ever.
That's what he's reading?
No, I don't know what he's reading. That's what I assume he's reading.
King of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch out, here I come. This is my time.